Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Noodletown News. Yeah, a ton of shit have been going out there. Trump was doing so well over the 4 years and was so likely to be re-elected again until like a flu plus a cop fucked it all up.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a lot to talk about. So we're just going to talk about the police violence this time. First and foremost, we want to state that we're against racism and we believe in Black Lives Matter. And all lives, regardless of race, deserve the same amount of respect. So we support the demonstration and protests. And since every social media influencer is already covering it, we don't need to waste your time to watch us cover it again. But I think it's important to provide a bit more context before donating to just any Black Lives Matter organization without doing more research yourself. Because not all BLM organizations are fighting for the right cause or are actually fighting for anything. They're just pocketing the cash.
So a couple days ago, I found an article about why we should defund the police because they are not an effective way to stop violent crime. Now, this topic is a bit big and controversial, so we'll talk about it later. But when I went to check the comment section, I saw that there were many people attacking the author of the article, Sandra or Sandy Hudson. Why? One might ask. Well, I searched I searched her up and found that she is the founder of the Black Lives Matter movement here in Toronto. But the next thing I found was pretty cray-cray. She was actually sued for taking $250,000 in a combination of her severance package and overtime pay from the University of Toronto's Student Union, where she had been previously working as the executive director before she was terminated. So for reference, the $250,000 was about 10% of the Student Union's annual operating budget at that time. It wasn't just the amount that was taken that was sketchy, but also the way it was written up. So a little bit of background first. So in 2015, the members of the student union were about to be replaced after an election by the student body. So a day after the election, Sandra Hudson logged in almost 2,000 hours of overtime, which she had never logged in before. Then about 2 weeks later, she logged in another 600 hours, bringing the total to 2,589 hours of overtime. Since she had worked there for 2 years, this basically equated to 20 hours of overtime on every week that she was employed. The lawsuit also claimed that she didn't want to work with the new elected members of the student union, so she conspired with the previous president and vice president of internal services to get dismissed in a way that qualifies her for severance pay, equivalent to 2 years of her pay. Obviously, this made all the university students very mad because the circumstances were very suspicious and their tuition money was at stake here. Now, we don't know if these allegations are true or not. She was, after all, really involved in the student body and bringing progressive changes to the university, so she could have been working super hard. However, one thing that is super sketchy is that there's evidence that she tried to wipe the hard drive on her work computer before her departure, destroying records of her work. Now, ain't that sketchy? Another source I found even said that since her position was supervisory, she shouldn't even be eligible for overtime pay. Honestly, I find it a bit hard to be on her side in this. So how did this lawsuit turn out, one may ask?
Who asked?
I asked that. This
right.
lawsuit lasted 2 years, with it getting super messy. Sandra Hudson basically accused all the big boys upstairs of attacking her because she was black, and also for her sexual orientation, and the fact that she was female.
Damn.
Wait. Oh, shit. She got all the cards, man.
Damn. Which riled up members of the Black Liberation Collective and Black Lives Matter movements in Toronto. This caused a calling for a boycott of the student union and 3 demands being issued. Number 1, her lawsuit has to be dropped. Number 2, that funding for black student groups be increased. And number 3, that the student union host a town hall for black UTSU members to address the systemic anti-black racism within the union. On top of this, the building was also vandalized, which is like, whoa, dude.
Seemed pretty sketch, man.
Yeah. Anyways, in the end, the university and Sandra Hudson settled the case outside of court on October 12, 2017, 11 days before the trial was set to begin. Speculation on the experts platform, also known as the Reddit comment section, agreed on this conclusion. Basically, the University of Toronto lowered how much would need to be paid back, and Sandra Hudson's side dropped the anti-black accusations, saying that there were never any anti-black racism accusations from any parties involved. Whoa. Although Reddit comment sections are kind of stupid half the time, this one conclusion makes sense to me. So now to stop this kind of thing from happening again, the student union positions are on 2-year terms to lower the risk of corruption. As well, they're gonna increase their supervision on payroll and these kind of expenditures. But like, dang, man, this is the school I go to.
Pretty sketchy, man. But yeah, like, not all organizations deserve your donation, guys. Like, do more research and find out how those organizations will actually fund to help fight the cause, rather than just donating your hard-earned cash to like opportunist organizations under a BLM mask.
And speaking of opportunists, I still don't understand how looting helps fighting the cause, man.
Like, it doesn't help fight the cause, but like, I feel like there is a survival needs at stake here, like because with the COVID situation going on, a lot of people are unemployed, right? And then in America, the stats show that like there's no savings. Like a lot of people live from paycheck to paycheck, and once that paycheck is taken out, like there's like mortgage bills you have to pay, like phone bills, internet bills, and all that stuff. So like I kind of see how like people are getting more violent and more willing to loot stores and then like get money. But it's not the right thing to do. But I feel like the bigger problem is like what put those people in that situation, like, and I would think that it's America.
Oh shit.
like I mean, from what I'm viewing, right, like although the government is like signing all those big ass bills help fund the economy, like I feel like most of the money is actually going towards helping the rich get richer rather than actually helping the people on the bottom, right? Like for instance, like they're allowing like a lot of companies to take loans from them and giving them basically free money just so that they can pay their workers wage while the company operations are down or reduced. However, like a lot of the companies, remember Toyota was one of them, like they basically after they got the funding, like they fired thousands of like American contractors. However, like before firing them, like a lot of the companies were making promises to their shareholders that you still gonna get your dividends this year, even though the operation is down. Like, which sounds kind of sketchy. Like, dividend is not a priority. Like, the priority is like the operation of the company, which includes labor force. And like, if you're not keeping the laborers, but you're trying to pay out dividends, like it just sounds wrong. Like later on, like feds were giving loans to airlines, right? Like, as we all know, like no one can fly because of the COVID situation, right? And then they even include a clause in there saying like, hey, the airline companies, you guys can't fire anyone if you take this loan until September 1st or end of September. And then one of the big airlines actually made the announcement internally saying basically, oh, okay, then we'll start firing on the day after the clause ends, right? So it's just like all kinds of stuff. Like when you give money to those rich people, like at the top, like they're not caring about does the people below me get the money. They're caring about how to maximize their own pocket first, and then like the people at the bottom, like they end up getting fucked. Yeah, and then next topic, defunding the police. Yeah, don't do it, man. Like, yeah, who are we gonna call if we get raped or robbed, or worse, raped and robbed?
You don't need to worry about that, man. You're too ugly.
Yeah, true that.
Oh, wait.
You don't need to worry about that.
You don't have to say it again.
You don't need to worry about that. You're too ugly.
Oh, whoa. Okay, alright.
I just need to hammer the point home, Larry.
Oh, and the next video, we're going to try to add more context to the entire Black Lives Matter movement. We're going to talk about a paper written by Roland Fryer back in 2017. This guy is a black Harvard professor, which makes him pretty legit on this issue. Okay, so the paper is on racial differences in police shootings. I'm still reading this long-ass paper right now, so I'll see you guys next week. Kind of beside the point, but apparently this professor got suspended for 2 years until 2019 for sexual harassment.
Oh, wait, what?